Hello, my name is Jessica, and I wanted to express my opinions on the narrative To the End of June, The Intimate Life of American Foster Care. Although, before reading this narrative, I knew that there was an immense amount of children living in foster care, I was still amazed at just how many there really were, and the number they had given was in America alone. I've always considered the idea of someday adopting a child in the future when I grow older, but I'll admit, I never really thought about how difficult that process could end up being. In the narrative, the author shows the readers the troubles both the parents and the foster child go through in an adoption through the story of Oneida. All throughout the story, I was hoping with each page turn that Oneida and her foster family would be able to get through, but of course, that didn't happen. It led me to the question I'm sure every reader asked themselves at the end of the narrative. Could Oneida and her foster parents have worked out if things had gone differently? And to this question I would respond, I'm not so sure. I believe that some better communication between her foster parents and her would have helped, but I'm not sure if that alone could have saved their relationship. But I'm also not saying that it was either of their faults. Oneida had gone through so much that she was suffering through a lot of psychological issues that affected how she connected with and viewed other people. Although I'm sure her foster parents' intentions were pure and they truly did want the best for her, the environment in which they raised her wasn't comfortable for Oneida, and in the end, it didn't work out. Discussing these points now, I feel like I'm leaning even more toward the opinion that it couldn't have worked out in the end. But really, who knows? Another idea that was presented in the narrative was the aging out program in foster cares. The narrative states how thousands of foster children age out of the program every year. Doing some research of my own, I found that only half of these children graduate high school by the age of 18. This leads not even a high school education to go off of as they leave into the world to try and create a living for themselves. I found these facts to be extremely disheartening. I wouldn't know what to do if I didn't have my parents and older siblings as role models, showing what I should do, what I shouldn't do, and to overall set out at least an idea of a path I think I should follow into the future. I can't imagine growing up without parents and then expecting to join society with almost nothing to fall back on. Because of this, I feel that aging out programs need more recognition and help overall. Before reading this narrative, I never really considered the number of children out there who jump from foster home to foster home, and then in the end still have to continue through life without a parental figure. I guess I just never opened my mind to these different circumstances. That's one of the reasons I chose this narrative to discuss. It was interesting and made me want to learn more about helping, understanding, and overall becoming more aware of the things I never knew the whole story of. There's always a bigger picture, so I want to try and keep an open mind about everything, even those things I think I already know the whole story of. Because in reality, there's always another side of a concept, an idea, an opinion that you haven't explored. And learning these things can help you to understand overall whatever you're trying to better.